Every time Zoro got lost for the plot, yo, Zoro is that guy. He's the man. He's him. He ate the him fruit. But the boy is just plain awful at directions. Let's talk about how Oda took this lost cause to a whole new level. Zoro getting lost in Mihawk Castle. He was running like a maniac, desperately searching for a stinky toilet. Bro finds it. It's right there. And still goes the other way. Meanwhile, Oda hid his swords to trick him, hoping to make him feel depressed. Zoro had been searching for his sword for 2 days straight. Perona's plan was to make Zoro feel down in the dumps. She was the one feeling miserable. See, Perona's first mistake was trusting Zoro to find anything. Like, when he finally stumbles upon her, he thought she was using her power to mess with him. That was not the case, obviously, and she goes and tells him that he's already depressed enough without her help. So she decides to help him find his swords and give him directions. But even then, Zoro manages to go the wrong way. For Zoro, even the log post will spin in confusion. Perona went through 5 stages of grief in just a second. She went from being sad about Zoro's terrible sense of direction to thinking was no longer funny, and that turned it into a real tragedy. His sense of direction basically made her cry for real. My guy is a lost cause. And she even started cheering him on. Go Zoro. Go Zoro. And bro, like, that's enough. The dude's face was hilarious. But that's just the beginning. Zoro is so bad at navigation that even his enemies ask him, dude, do you need help? Are you lost, baby girl? Like, Pookie, you can't be here. Just when you think you've seen it all, there's always a little something more. Bro has had a lifelong struggle with finding his way. Now, when Straw Hats were on a mission to take one of the warlords, Crocodile in Alabasta, what was Zoro up to, you ask me? Well, he was finding that way. My boy is on the quest for the milk. Like, a motherfucker cannot find it. He's as lost as every dad they haven't made it home. So in Alabasta, he got so lost that he stumbled into some marine soldier, and they were surprised with how bad he was. Like, even the marines feel sorry for him. Bro, low-key, you know you've hit rock bottom in life when even your enemies are trying to help you. They even called him stupid and told him to head north, which is more or less the easiest way where, like, you see the sun is east, so you go north. No, I'd be confused. Look, no, okay, I get it. This time, I'm on Zoro's side. Like, who gets head north? Bro, I can't even differentiate from my right hand from my left hand sometimes. Do you tell me to head north? Like, dog, what? Either way, who's gonna tell him? The dude does not know where north is. Meanwhile, over the clock tower, Sanji and the other crew member were already there. Usopp went and told Sanji to go even higher, and then out of nowhere, they hear Zoro's voice. This was already up there in the tower. So when they told him north, he thought up. Yeah, they told himself he might have found a One Piece. Like, Zoro basically shared a single brain cell with Luffy. Like, and then unfortunately, in this next one, they asked him to go south. Well, and the instructions were not made clear, but the mission failed successfully. Zoro, Luffy, and Chopper had to get to some ancient ruins down south, but a big snake put them up, and Zoro, unsurprisingly, got lost because his sense of direction is tragic. Just tragic. There's no saving him. So my boy was wondering, like, he was in maze. Then he crossed past with a south bird, literally a south bird, like, go south, that's trailing him because he wanted a snack, but he couldn't even figure where the bird was looking. Bro had the first real life GPS as a bird and still ended up walking in circles. Even the universe is gonna keep misguiding him, but that's gonna necessary. It's like your boy was playing hide and seek with the bird. So he goes on and tossed the bag at the bird, thinking the bird was clowning him. But the bird thinking there was grub in the bag, and Zoro didn't quit and hitched a free ride. But then wherever they were going, obviously south, they got into it with a giant snake, and that bird had the skills, like Stephen Hawking, to drop Zoro in at the right spot. It was clear that the bird had better direction than Zoro, even though it's just going south all the time. Like, do they migrate north to come back south, or do they just go? Not my problem. Never mind. So, who is supposed to be the swordmaster and the bird squirreled him? Both have nothing in common. Moving on. Alright, so how about him trying to fulfill number 3, you say? Zoro can think, but Oda has other plans, obviously. You think Zoro would have learned how to navigate? You know, it's impossible. There's no way. He's clueless. Even a monkey could bid him a direction. Like, oh boy. So in the Sabaody archipelago, where trees had numbers, Zoro got all cocky, thinking he had the sense of direction game down. Where did he find the confidence? This is the dude who went up when they ask him to go north, even if it's labeled in his face. He's not fighting directions. So Usopp, Senji try to tell him, yo, don't go. You're going to get lost, cause you're lost cause. And Senji called him Zoro-kun. And Zoro gets defensive like he's never done it before. Even saying a kid or monkey could never not find their way in with those numbered trees. And Senji and Usopp, the motivational dream team, kept preaching, don't trust yourself, my guy. There's one thing you're not good at. It's direction. Just ask for directions. Like if those two started self-help center, I'm signing up. So Zoro's looking pretty annoyed. He has no reason to. None whatsoever. And he starts yelling at them, I've memorized the number. It's 1. And leaves not realizing the 1 was actually a 41 because there's a bevel covering the number 4. For once, he tried using his brain to find the right way. But what do you know? Even the universe let him down. Anyway, so Zoro's life is all about swords, booze, and getting lost. And when he's not doing that, he's catching some beef with Senji. And that's all in the day's grind. He's the king of stand-up business. He's the showstopper until it goes onto an island, and this time it's Enies lobbies. So there, Nami and Chopper moving on up with the stairs, then Chopper stops and Zoro is following them. And out of nowhere, Chopper turns around and spots Zoro jetting off in the wrong direction again. Dude can flip from being the slickest to a straight up clown in the blink of an eye. And there's more time he gets lost. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a bit. But Chopper lays him down saying he's gonna whip up some medicine for his sense of directions. And Nami starts roasting him. But it's never his fault, so he starts blaming Nami. Talking about the direction were unclear.
Like, are you serious right now?
The stairs were right there in front of you. You were right behind them. How did you end up on the other side? All you had to do was roll with Chopper. And Nami, I'm not shitting on you, but your sense of direction is just hilarious. Like, how on earth do you get lost in the base in such a basic situation? Like, this is all for the plot and it's hilarious. I think Zoro put all his point in dexterity. I forgot to add some for directions too. I think he's the maniest of men because he's never gonna ask. He's like those old school dads who always get lost but would never ask for directions. I'm pretty sure he's being controlled by someone using the same controls as this mission I had a nightmare from back then. So despite all the character growth after the time skip, his sense of direction is still all over the place and we love it for him. Immediately gets lost in Dressrosa, Simple Island, but bro could not navigate the streets. I think asking Zoro to find direction, it's like trying to teach a fish to ride a bike. Basically,
it ain't gonna work.
Even that dwarf Wicca that was with him gave him crystal clear directions, but he stayed lost. She had to serve him a knuckle sandwich, snapping out of him. Like, look at him. She told him right there, turn left. My boy goes the wrong way. She had to resort to telling him left is the side where your katanas are. My boy just like me for real. Like, it's tough out here. I think she'd have better luck talking to a big wall. Zoro's inner GPS is on permanent vacation, chilling and sipping pina coladas in a tropical paradise somewhere. You know what? Maybe the One Piece is Zoro's sense of direction. It just might be. Alright, stay unhinged. Bye.